On the morning of June 4th, 2010, 7-year-old Kyron Horman walked into his elementary school. He was wearing a black t-shirt with a CSI logo. He posed for a science fair photo. He smiled. And then, Kyron Horman vanished. No screams. No struggle. No witnesses who could agree. But what makes this case disturbing is not just that Kyron disappeared. It's that evidence existed that should have told investigators exactly what happened. Instead, it led nowhere. Kyron arrived at Skyline Elementary School in Portland, Oregon, with his stepmother, Terry Horman. It was science fair day. Parents were allowed inside the school. Hallways were crowded. Classrooms were open. Kyron was seen walking down the hallway toward his classroom. Multiple witnesses later confirmed this. This is important because Kyron didn't vanish from the woods. He didn't vanish from a street corner. He vanished from inside a functioning elementary school during normal hours. And yet, no one saw him leave. Terry Horman told police she left the school shortly after dropping Kyron off. She said she ran errands. She said she went to a grocery store. She said she went to a gym. Investigators verified parts of this timeline, but not all of it. And here's where the first major problem appears. Despite being inside a school filled with adults, no surveillance footage was ever recovered showing Kyron exiting the building. No cameras at the doors. No hallway footage usable in court. No clear visual trail. For a public school in 2010, this absence alone should have narrowed the possibilities. It didn't. Kyron was marked absent that morning. Not late. Not excused. Absent. But multiple people had already seen him inside the school. This creates a contradiction that should not exist. Because for Kyron to be marked absent, he would have had to never enter his classroom. Yet witnesses placed him walking toward it. No teacher remembers seeing him. No student remembers sitting next to him. Which leaves only one conclusion. Kyron disappeared in the minutes between the hallway and the classroom door. A window so small, it should have been impossible to miss. Police searched the school, then the surrounding neighborhood, then the nearby woods. Cadaver dogs were deployed. They did not alert. Search dogs followed scent trails and stopped, as if Kyron had entered a vehicle, or as if the trail had been intentionally disrupted. But no vehicle was ever conclusively identified. No physical evidence was recovered. No backpack. No clothing. No biological trace. In cases involving children, something is usually found. Here, there was nothing. As the investigation continued, attention turned toward Terry Horman. Not because of direct evidence, but because of behavior. Police alleged Terry attempted to hire a landscaper to kill her husband, Kyron's father. Terry denied this. No charges were filed. Investigators also questioned inconsistencies in her timeline. But inconsistencies are not proof. No forensic evidence tied her to Kyron's disappearance. No DNA. No eyewitness. No confession. Despite years of investigation, Terry Horman was never charged. Which means, legally, the evidence did not support the suspicion. And yet, the evidence that did exist still didn't explain where Kyron went. This is the part of the case that often gets ignored. Skyline Elementary was not locked down that morning. Parents came and went freely. Visitors were not strictly monitored. Hallways were accessible, which means Kyron could have been taken by someone who didn't look out of place, someone who belonged there, or someone who knew how to blend in. But despite this, no staff member was ever conclusively ruled responsible. No visitor log solved the case. No suspicious adult was identified. The environment itself created opportunity, but no answers. Let's pause here. Kyron disappeared from a school during the morning, with witnesses placing him inside, with a narrow time window, with controlled exits. Statistically, this is one of the most solvable types of disappearances. And yet, the evidence did not converge. Instead, it contradicted itself. Witnesses saw Kyron, but not where it mattered. Records marked him absent, but couldn't explain why. Search dogs reacted, but didn't lead anywhere. Suspicion formed, but never hardened into proof. Every piece of evidence existed in isolation. None of it connected. Years have passed. Kyron Horman has never been found. No remains. No confirmed sightings. No verified tips that led anywhere. The case remains open, and the evidence that should have solved it now sits frozen in time. Unmoving. Unanswered. Kyron Horman did not vanish without evidence. He vanished despite it. And that may be the most unsettling part of this case. Because when evidence exists but still fails to explain the truth, it means the answer isn't lost. It's hidden. This is Arcane Echo True Crime. where unanswered details never stop echoing.